Hey folks, welcome to Shack News' E3 2016 live stream. It's been a great day, day 2 or day 4, depending on where you think E3 starts. We have a fantastic stream for you guys, so let's jump right into it. I have 2 amazing people on this couch with me. I have Steve and Grant, and they are with Yooka-Laylee. Gentlemen, how are you today?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
I am fantastic. So for people who don't know, what are your positions on Yooka-Laylee?
I'm a character art director on Yooka-Laylee with Playtonic.
And I'm the composer. I write the tunes.
Fantastic,
right.
Awesome. So it seems that we have a trailer of Yooka-Laylee,
right.
So we're gonna play it real quick. It's about 2 minutes long, so we're just gonna see what's on the trailer and talk about it.
Okay,
so
great stuff. Awesome.
Let's just check it out. So obviously Yooka-Laylee is kind of a spiritual successor for Banjo-Kazooie.
Right.
Can we talk about the inspiration of the character designs of both Yooka and Laylee?
Yeah, sure. I was just looking for creatures which weren't really that well represented in video games.
Right.
So that's where the chameleon came from. And as well as that, I'm also looking at, because we've done this sort of game before, we know what the moves are going to be, what the abilities. So I'm also looking for creatures that have really cool abilities in the natural world.
Mm-hmm.
So with the chameleon, he's got the tongue, he's got the tail, he's got the camouflage ability, which we kind of gamify and take to another level.
Okay.
So instead of just camouflage, you can take on the physical properties of objects, like metal will make you heavy, fire will make you fiery.
Oh, awesome.
Electricity, you can become charged.
Mm-hmm.
And again with the bat, cool creatures, cool abilities based around sonar, and you combine those together, and we've got loads of moves there.
Awesome. Now, Grant, what was it like creating the music? Because with Banjo, you kind of created the atmosphere of those games. What was it like creating it for Yooka-Laylee?
Well, it's nice to kind of get back into it again, but I think it would easily be to be like an autopilot and just like do the same things again.
Right.
So I think we're very conscious, like in the whole game as general, to try and pick out the best bits from the Banjo era, bring them forward. So equally the music, I'm trying to catch that kind of that banjo vibe,
right.
But also add new things to it, because hopefully I'm a better composer now than I was then. You know, you can't promise it, of course, but I do try. So I mean, I know Steve is the same way. We've been doing it for about 20 so years now, our careers, I guess, both of us. So we're trying to make sure that we get the best bits of the old stuff and the best bits of what we've learned in the last few years, stick it all together and see what comes out the other side. So it's like we're really conscious about trying to get that spirit back into it again, you know.
Right,
yeah.
Awesome, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, you guys had a very successful Kickstarter, like it was talked about a lot. Where have you guys gone from there? After the Kickstarter, what was it like getting right into the production of the game?
It was great. I mean, the Kickstarter was fantastic, and we'll always thank those backers for building Playtonic into a proper studio. But it was also great then to get just to get stuck into the game, knowing we haven't got to show it for a while. We can just get heads down, get into making this game as great as we know we can.
And also it's quite nice that there's no kind of big brother leaning over our shoulders.
Right.
Like, you know, it's an independent studio, you do what you like, right? So obviously you want to please the backers, because it's their game really, they paid for it. But it's nice to be able to kind of go, I mean, we've delayed the game until the first quarter next year, you know, just because we felt we needed the extra few months just to polish it. And we kind of feel that those kind of guys who like this kind of game have been waiting 15 years already, so
Right.
3 months is going to make a difference, really.
It's pennies at that point.
Yeah.
It's been all positive about the delay.
Yeah,
and,
right, yeah.
and we thought it'd be like that because we've got such great fans, and they just take your time, make sure it's great. I've been waiting 15 years for this game,
Right.
And we know this stage, the last few months of iteration and polish, that's where the magic really happens. You transition from a good game to a great game.
Right.
So that's where all those extra months are going to be
And also,
spent.
they know us guys from years gone by, like our games are always late, right?
Right,
Banjo was late,
Don't say
GoldenEye was
that.
great, everything was late, Donkey Kong was late, we're always
No,
late.
Donkey Kong Country was 2 weeks early.
Donkey Kong
I thought you
64.
were behind. Oh, I
Donkey
didn't do that.
No,
so-
Donkey Kong
Well,
64.
it wasn't my game.
Well, I'm
was it?
sorry.
You speak for yourself, Dan. You know.
Sometimes you can't rush perfection.
Yeah, and GoldenEye was very late.
So you two have been in the industry for so long. What's it like? I know, showing your age, but
Yeah. The grey hair and the worry.
Young at heart.
of course, always young
Young
at
at
heart. But what's it been like seeing the gaming world just evolve to where it is now?
It's amazing. I mean, I think that when we're at Rare like to keep us very kind of locked up, not in a nasty way. But Tim Stamper used to always kind of say, you know, we're not pop stars. You know, we let the games do the talking, and we just keep quiet. And it's a very
Right.
secretive place. I think that having left Rare. I left in 2008. You find out there's a big bad world out there, and it's a bit of a shock at first at how interested people are in the games. Like we had no idea. I like seeing it develop into this gigantic thing. It's incredible, really. I mean, I think that when we look back to what we were doing in the 90s, like it's so different. It's just it's exploded to like gigantic proportions. And one more thing, Steve, actually. No, just the kind of explosion of like social media. Like my son's like 13,
right?
And like. When I was a kid, like the TV was the thing, right? That was the centre point of the house. Well, my son doesn't watch TV at all.
Right.
His content's on YouTube, it's on Twitch, it's like you guys, it's everywhere, right? That's where his content is. And it's for me to see that change is amazing. They don't care about TV, they're not interested in cable or anything. It's all about YouTube and all that stuff. All the social stuff. It's incredible how it's changed so much.
Right.
It's just a great industry to be involved in, and we're really, really lucky, and we'll personally never take that for granted. Fans are so passionate about the games. It's just, I mean, there's so many. It's just great, just a great industry to be in.
Awesome. I mean, it's almost impossible for something like Kickstarter to happen like in the 90s or even in the early 2000s.
Yeah, it's
like,
so strange.
With the internet, it kind of makes an odd, intimate connection with the audience and the developers. It's very, very strange.
It's quite nice. I saw there's a couple of rock bands in the UK that had lost their record deals, and they went straight to the fans and said, if you give them money, we'll make another album, right? And that's happened a few times, and it really works. The fans they love the band to death. They want to see another album out of them. The record company don't want to do it, so the fans pay for it, and they get out. It's a fantastic model, to get things done. So Kickstarter's been brilliant for us, And I mean, we didn't think for a second it would raise that kind of money. It really was absolutely out of the blue.
Right.
Like, it was stunning, raising like $3.25 million. I mean, for God's sake, it was incredible. Like, we've said before today, you're never going to forget that in our lives. It's going to be like such a special event, and like like we can't believe those 80,000 people generated that cash to make a game they want to see. Like, it's just you can't put it into words, really.
And it will make the game better. There were 6 people at the start, and we were if Kickstarter only raised a small amount, we would have done a game. It would have been small in scope. But the fans, they've turned the backers. They've turned us from a small group of people making a small game into a proper size studio. So we're 20 people now. So we can make exactly the game we want to make. And at the end, everyone's going to be happy.
Also, it's quite ironic that when we're at Rare, like the team size was like 15 to 20 people. That was that back in the day. That's the team size, was that right? So we like that size. It's really manageable. Everyone knows what everyone else is doing. There's not 80 people doing something, you don't know what the guy next to you is doing. It's not like that, so it's quite nice to have that kind of that small thing again. It makes it a little harder to do, but it's nice to kind of have that kind of closeted thing again, where you're just like, you're all sat in one room going, that's crap, do it again,
No middle management, is
that
what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying, that's what I'm saying, no middle management. No middle management, yes.
Awesome. Now, when I was growing up, I kind of grew up on Banjo-Kazooie and Mario 64, so I grew up with the platformers, but video games kind of took away from platforming, went to shooters and whatnot. But you guys are jumping right into back to platform gaming. Are you worried that fans aren't going to jump right back into platforming?
I think people. It's been such a long time, like you say. I think people will almost, especially young people, will see it almost as, oh, what's this genre? I've not seen that before. It's so long since we've had a colourful game that is so full of personality and character and life. And I think people are, it's really resonating with people.
And also, like, I've got kids, right? And if you're a parent, buying your kid's first console, you're quite hard pushed to find a child-friendly game these days. It's not that easy, right? There's not a good game that's child-friendly. So I think that having something like this again, some of the biggest selling games have always been broad appeal because you get to the biggest market, right? So I think that it's weird for us, like thinking back in the 90s when there was a ton of platformers and we were out there with everybody else, and now like we're almost like the odd man out these days because there's not that many platformers out there. It's weird. It's weird to be in that situation. I think the time was right for it too. I think people are. It's a bit like music, looking back at the 80s going, I like the 80s bands, or I like the 90s bands, like you do.
Right.
And they go on tour again, you can go and see them again, it's great, right? I think the same in games, people are going, I like the platformers, they're looking back and it's nice to get the chance to play one of those, play it again, so we are trying super hard to kind of bring it back, and you're seeing Crash Bandicoot come back, all those things happening again now, so it's great,
I mean, well, clearly people want the platformers back. So finally, can we get a sort of timeline of when people can get their hands on Yooka-Laylee?
It's going to be first quarter 2017.
Okay.
But we're next month in July for backers who backed it to certain tier. They get their hands on the toy box, which is a spoiler-free, custom-built environment where the backers will be able to control the characters. There's quills to collect. There's things to do. They can check out the mechanics, the camera. They can give us feedback. So that's going to be really exciting next month.
Yeah, I mean, also it's great to get a bit of fan feedback because they're the guys that want to play it. So it's always happening when you make a game, you get so close to it that you take a step back and realise that there's some things maybe not right or some things are really great. You don't know, do you? So it's great to get the toy box out to the backers. They're going to start saying, "Oh, I like this. I don't like that. I like this." So it's a great feedback source for us.
Well, that's fantastic, gentlemen. I am so excited for your game. Thank you so much for sharing some time with me. Steve and Grant, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thanks
much.
for having us.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
If you guys just joined us, I greatly apologize. You missed an excellent interview with the folks at Yooka-Laylee. So if you guys stay tuned real quick.